let's check out some obscure new metal. All right, let's start with Denomination with They Burn As One out of Germany. Getting right into it with the ugly death metal. Nice little groove. Nice kind of grimy HM2. Yep, Boss HM2 in the tags. Love that. Good little skank beat there. Solid pace changes, sounds like. Pretty solid package. Some reasonably hooky riffs, too. Love those drums. Especially the skanky beats. It's good stuff. Love those punk beats. Always good stuff. Yeah, all around sounding pretty good. I think this is one of those bands where my main feedback's going to be, how do you stand out? If you're looking to get bigger, like, there's a gazillion other bands doing this exact same thing. And about at the same level. So how do you stand out? How do you get some sort of niche, or you can go the gimmick route, that's not the most sustainable route. Add a little tweak to your songwriting or instrumentation that makes things a little bit more stand out. Or just keep doing what you're doing, because I love how this sounds. I like the mix of the punk energy with the death metal elements. Production sounds pretty solid. Like, I kind of like how it's rugged, but it doesn't sound like bad at all. Like, it's kind of perfect. I imagine you sound pretty similar live. So yeah, that is Denomination, starting things off strong with They Burn As One. Next up we have Starspawn of Cthulhu with The Cursed Vision. It's out of Italy. Very Lovecraft-inspired cover here. Kind of comic booky style too. Big intro here. Some strings and clean guitar. So, are we getting into some sad boy music? So that's what's happening? These look like some sad boys to me. Oh yeah, sad boy music time. And that's not a dig, like, I I like to make myself and hopefully other people laugh. But got those kind of almost typo sounding vocals. Tags are dark, doom, Lovecraft. More kind of like gothic feel to it. Not my main style. I just made a video on doom albums and bands that I do quite enjoy. This more kind of like mopey gothic style, definitely not my favorite cup of tea, but plenty of people in my fan base I know enjoy it. So let me know down in the comments if you dig this style. Check these guys out, and also let us know what you love about it. It sounds good though, like, production-wise, things are pretty solid. I think the vocals could be mixed a little bit better. I'm trying to get back to a vocal portion here. Okay, we got some growls on here. Yeah, those clean vocals felt maybe a little too forward in the mix. Use even like a little reverb or something. Other than that though, for what you're going for, sounds pretty solid, just not my main cup of tea. There's a very Tool sounding bass on this opening here. Yeah, good. You want some sad boy music? Starspawn of Cthulhu got you covered with The Cursed Vision. Alright, we have GRIND-O-MATIC with Influencing Machine out of France. And actually, I was excited to see this name pop up because I covered Regular Singularity back in 2018. Pre-YouTube channel, I believe. It would have just been a written review. So you can check metaltrenches.com if you want to dig that out. This is a different turn for them, because true to their name, they are a grindcore band. Oh, but they do describe themselves as progressive grindcore. That much I don't remember. It's been 5 years, y'all. It's a long time. That's like a lifetime ago in COVID years. There we go. This is what I remember. Kind of like this cover. It's like eerie, but also kind of like silly at the same time. It's got this like uncanny vibe to it. Very dreamlike. Yeah, just a little 4-song EP here. And if you enjoy what you hear on this, I would encourage you. I haven't heard Des Astres, which I'm butchering the pronunciation, I'm sure, but French is not my strong suit. But definitely check out Regular Singularity, because I did enjoy that. Just good, grindy fun mixed with some more, as you can hear here, some more kind of progressive leanings. And then here's our straight grinder. This is the grindcore I'm used to. 39-second track. Like that little guitar noodling. Not bad, not bad. Good to hear. Always great to hear from bands that have come back from a long time back. You got a certain sense of nostalgia for that. But yeah, that is GRIND-O-MATIC with Influencing Machine. Alright, we have Mimic with Mimic out of Louisiana, New Orleans. Ooh, going for some grimy production here. Love this cover. I don't know if it totally fits this music, because the cover's like so pretty. The music is so ugly. So we got a duo here. That drum tone is very interesting. There's even some clicks on here that just straight up sound like a wood block. Progressive thrash, they're calling it. Definitely does sound like something. It reminds me of like the first Sepultura album recording style. Very gritty. Which can work. I'm deciding whether I like this or not. For this style. Kind of cool proggy guitar riff there. Almost sounds like something off of like a later Death album. It sounds a little bit like something off of like Human or Symbolic Thought Patterns or something. It's interesting to hear thrash in this style though. I don't know if it works or not. And again, it may be by like that's all the equipment you have. But I just feel like people have access to so much more now. I kind of like how the guitar sounds. Drums are a mixed bag. I feel like they sound better on some songs than others. I'm not sure about this vocal recording. It's definitely different. And I don't want you to sound like everyone else. But just something to ponder over. Like, it's pretty rare that I have a thrash album with this kind of vocal approach. But yeah, y'all let me know. What do you think? I feel like there's some improvements to make in the production department, but if you feel differently, let me know. But I do like the songwriting. I like how it's kind of weird and proggy and even a little bit avant-garde. But yeah, that is Mimic with Mimic. Alright, we have the Great Procession with the Great Procession. Oh, that is quite the jarring shift in production styles there. It's much more full, grandiose style. Another French band. Kind of post-metal? Yeah, post-metal vibes. Already sounds really good in terms of the mixing and production. Like these deep chugging guitars. A little like the sugar tone in there. Good groove to it. Great atmosphere. I'd read their description, but it's all in. Whoop, it's all in French. Oh wait, we have it in English. Okay, here we go. From the living being to our deepest beliefs, from the abyss of the cosmos to the reflection of the bitterness of our human lives. The rumble of that bass. Yeah, good like hypnotic, head bobbing post-metal, kind of sludgy. You got these more atmospheric kind of cleans mixed in here too. Yeah, it's a very Meshuggah-esque approach to the grooves. But obviously with this much more atmospheric approach, we got some brass on here, that's cool. It's like a tuba or French horn or something. I like the energy. Pretty solid stuff. Definitely, this is definitely right up my alley. Like in the early days of metaltrenches.com, again before the YouTube channel, like I was just like eating up stuff like this. And then it kind of fell off for me, but this sounds really good. You want some really hard-hitting post-metal and sludge, kind of in the vein of like Inter Arma, which I mentioned on that doom metal list. Good stuff. That's the Great Procession with the Great Procession. Next up is Hexis with their self-titled. Back to Germany. Like the cover. Love these eyeballs in the swamp, this painted quality. Like the band logo too. Getting a little bit of a like psychedelic vibe to this, which would be fitting to that cover. Hexis crawled out of the sludgy filth to spit in the eyes of nowadays so-called black metal. Okay. I'm not going to read that whole thing. Y'all can do that. Black metal, doom, filth, punk, sludge. I love that filth is in the tags. That seems appropriate. This is some very kind of swampy sounding grossness. I appreciate that. Yeah, lots of sludgy doom elements mixed in here. Very fitting to that cover art. I love a good album cover that you can look at and you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what the music sounds like. Yeah, lots of doom. I think they're honestly kind of underplaying the doom elements in this. And I like the echo on the vocals. There's a couple bands from, again, about 5 or so years ago that I covered that were kind of like, that was like the thing for a minute in the underground, I felt like. A bunch of black metal bands were doing that. And I kind of like the effect. It makes it a little bit even more like disorienting and aggressive for some reason. It's like every scream ends up being then like 5 screams. Yeah, again, not like top speed for me just because I like my stuff on the faster side. But again, production's on point, cover art's awesome, matches the music. I like how you've mixed all this together. The songwriting seems solid. So yeah, just get the word out. That's the main thing here. That is Hexis with Hexis. Then we have Solar Eruption with The Demon's House. Also out of France. Quite a few French bands today. Ooh. Getting some deathcore here. Technical deathcore, black metal, death metal also in the tags. Slamming deathcore in the tags. Very simple, but striking cover, I would say. Ooh, just getting symphonic here. I am a sucker for those symphonic elements, regardless of what genre it is. Okay, this is very in that same kind of wheelhouse as stuff like Lorna Shore. Get a lot of Lorna Shore vibes from this, but also like Shadow of Intent, Brand of Sacrifice. And believe me, I would love to see more competition for Lorna Shore, because I like Lorna Shore, but I also just think there's a whole world of deathcore out there that people are sleeping on, thinking that Lorna Shore is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I love the very full production. Drum sounds definitely on that more kind of like artificial side of the spectrum. Ooh, love that like little mathcore riff in there. Reminds me of days listening to stuff like the Red Chord, Psyopus. Love the groove here. Yeah, very full sound that you want for that symphonic approach. Well, technically this is a January release, which, by the way, so we always get older releases mixed in here, which is fine. We got a couple other features here. Pierre from Novelist. I'm familiar with Novelist. I'll say, too, like, again, I'm just sampling, so it's not entirely fair for me to say this, but from what I'm hearing, the guitar work is a lot more impressive and diverse than Lorna Shore, which was my biggest complaint, was that all the songs sounded the same. Like these little breaks and stuff, you want those dynamics. That guitar is just like non-stop. Vincent from Fractured, not familiar with them. Ooh. That was a cooking little bass intro there, love that. Yeah, honestly, if I had caught this back in January, which is probably my fault, could have made the best of the month list just from what I'm hearing here. So I'm gonna spend some more time with this. I needs me more deathcore, especially symphonic deathcore. So yeah, that is Solar Eruption with the Demon's House. Alright, Michael Khill with Inferire sul malessere out of Italy. I took a semester of Italian. That was a long time ago. Bizarro. Hardcore death grind. Ooh. Another little punky hardcore influence section. Another simple but striking album cover. Now I'm wondering, are these vocals going to get old, if that's the vocal style the entire way? Okay, breaking up with some hardcore shouts. I feel like we could use some... Perfect, I was about to say. I feel like we could use some lows in here too. Just when I needed it. Yeah, important to jump around with those vocal styles. If you just do this all the time, like that gets on my nerves. Likewise, too, if you just do lows the entire time with like a lot of brutal death metal, I get really tired of that, too. These guitars are cooking, though. Like, it's very kind of like 90s, early 2000s vibe. A little bit of Helmet in there, even. Good chug to it. I have in the tags. Metal punk, beatdown, power violence, all that good stuff. Yeah, I think that you could play with the vocals a little bit more. It's one piece of feedback I have, but I think the guitars sound great, and I'm loving the riffing. Drums sound pretty good. They could be a little bit more organic sounding. But I love, of course, the D beats. I'm always a sucker for that. I'm hearing pretty good dynamics, too. Yeah, good stuff. I like it. Michael Khill with... I'm not going to try to pronounce this again. Alright, Samer Aina Hal with Dystopian Rose out of Finland. Interesting cover. Not what I would expect from a band from Finland. This is interesting. Got a more rock and roll vibe. I like this picture. Yeah, this from last year. Rocks, dystopian rock and space metal. Oh wait a minute, there's... What were those vocals? There was some like backup vocals there. Yeah. I like that. That's always fun. It's got a very like 80s feel to it when they do that. 10 tracks here. Another case of, dude, if you're a complete unknown, change the price tag, man. For digital, and with the exchange rate, that's like $10 in the US. We got some female vocals on here too. Simir. I like it. She's got kind of like a Gwen Stefani quality to her voice from the No Doubt era. This sounds fun, but yeah, lower the price, man. That's way too much for digital. Charge whatever you want for physical, but you want the price of entry to be as low as possible to build your audience before anything else. I'm even picking up on like some slight Devin Townsend vibes from some of the vocals here. Kind of fun. In the name of rock and roll. Lots of features here. I have no idea who any of these people are. Maybe you do. Yeah, just fun stuff. Something I could see my dad listening to too. Which is, it's nice to find stuff we can both listen to, because he's not much for the really screamy music like I am. Yeah, overall, sounds fun. Not entirely like my go-to style, but something I can see myself throwing on, especially for like a drive on the way to go to the bar or something, or on the way back. Fun stuff. Samar Aina Hal, whose name I apologize, I'm probably horribly mispronouncing, with Dystopian Rose. Next up is Echo Planet from Negative Blast out of California. Cool little painting there. I like this cover too. Another kind of striking image. Reminds me of Dune. Getting on by getting off. Hardcore, lots of hardcore inspired music today too, which I'm down with. Big fan of that. This little D-beat here. Good energy. I've loved this kind of stuff ever since I got into Every Time I Die, really, back in the day. It's got that kind of bluesy slant to it. Bass on this sounds great, too. Yeah, great energy. Again, though, digital $9.99? Take that down to like $5. Or name your own price, better yet. We want as many people to be blasting us as possible right now. I like the vocals too, like very raw. God, that bass sounds fantastic. Good riffing. This is full package right here. Again, just from sampling, I don't think I have any feedback for this. Like, just get out there. Encourage as many people to listen to it as possible. Find more people like myself who can get the word out. I'll probably post this one up in the Discord too, which, by the way, if you're not in our Discord, the link is in the description of every video. So join us. Get even more recommendations both from me and from other listeners and chat with us. But yeah, loving this. That is Negative Blast with Echo Planets. Then we have Divided by Design, The Fear of Being Forgotten. Love this cover. I've been staring at it for like 2 months now because they sent me the code a while back. It's a UK band. Looks like a duo. Ooh. Getting some animals as leaders energy going here. Loving it already. Getting my body grooving It is instrumental progressive, but again, if you like music that the instruments do enough of the talking to make up for the fact that there's no vocals, this sounds up that alley for me. Like, instrumental music can be boring for me if it's just like kind of like really drony, but I'm hearing a lot of character behind this. Hearing a lot of dynamics and changes here. Also, only 4 songs, so not a big time investment if you just want to check them out. The cover even reminds me of something that Animals as Leaders would do. Build up at the end. Let's check out the first track too. A little piano intro. Production again, pristine. Ooh, got some djent in there. Some heavier parts, some softer parts. This stuff is always fun for me. That's a very BT Bam sounding moment right there too. Also Rush, stuff like that, if I'm being fair, because of course BT Bam is influenced by all the older prog music too, but being a big BT Bam fan, that was where my brain first went. Wailing guitar solo here. Yeah, this sounds really good too. I have so many things for my February list. This is probably, you're probably watching this after the February list has already gone off, so you'll see what made it. Love this mix of this funky guitar with the kind of brass behind it. I think that's a trumpet. Got some piano. Yeah, this is great. Awesome. Divided by Design, The Fear of Being Forgotten. Alright, next up we have Blackwater Sunset with Engraved Spectral Aeons out of Pittsburgh. Kind of cool cover here. It's like dream creature. Love these guitars. Oh, there's some mythology in here, some Jewish mysticism with Dybbuks. So I guess that's a Dybbuk creature. As far as the concept here, black metal, death metal, extreme metal, Jewish in the tags. Respect. Love the guitar work. Very fast and kind of techy. Overall, mix pretty good. I feel like guitars could have a little bit fuller sound, but overall things are sounding pretty good here. Just kind of raspier vocals. Yeah, solid headbanger. Good stuff. Some little pace changes here. Yeah, the guitar work is what's really caught my attention here, though. It's like constantly going through some changes. There's a lot of like thrash metal influence in it too. Oh, that thrash and death kind of energy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Pretty rad from what I'm hearing. Got some more fun bass here. So we got a kind of slower ending track here. Moody. Yeah, I dig it. I don't know what to tell you. I like the kind of unique concept. I don't see a lot of like Jewish mysticism in album concepts, so that's definitely something unique too. So sell that concept album crowd. They eat stuff like this up. But that is Blackwater Sunset with Engraved Spectral Aeons. And we have Sinniht back again with Extinction Manifold. Previously covered both Beyond the Liminal and Profane Geometry. The project that never seems to sleep out of Ohio. And always putting out weird, strange, experimental music. Philosopher, Prophet, Sorcerer. 3 words in the description. Always like that. The concept here is about mass extinction events. Totally uplifting topic. Yeah, if you're not familiar, you haven't watched previous segments or have covered this, like, this is what Sinniht does. Like, very kind of odd, kind of drony, doomy, and always bizarre. Death croak in the tags, that's appropriate too, because that is the vocal style. Definitely not for everyone. Kind of an acquired taste, but I respect the grind. I always love the album covers too. Especially these kind of like burning psychedelic skeletons, which was also on the last 2 albums. It's kind of become the shtick. I like it though. Keeps kind of a cohesive theme. And I've always loved this picture too. Ooh, nice little growl there. Are we talking about the extinction of the dinosaurs here? Oh, we got Cretaceous. Yeah, definitely not for everyone, but something I always encourage everyone to check out. I like the attention to detail too. Like, I feel like this is music you could listen to a bunch of times and pick up something new every time. But yeah, that is Sinniht with Extinction Manifold. Alright, next up we have an audience recommendation in Admire the Grim with Rogue 5. They had said, since I like melodic death metal, should check them out. Said, remind them of Arch Enemy. Digging this opening riff. A little bit of a, like, as they like dying in there too. Ooh, nice little groove there. Definitely some thrash influence in the riffs too. Album art's kind of cool, very sort of comic booky art style. They're out of Finland. Yeah, I could kind of see the Arch Enemy comparison. This part's very in flames. Kind of running the gamut. Honestly, it's more in flames. I think it's easy to see a female-fronted group and immediately compare them to Arch Enemy, but musically I'm hearing a lot more in flames. Using that in their tags, too. We got some cleans in here, too. I could see where the production could be slightly improved. But overall, like, I'm enjoying the guitar work. Sounds awesome. Just the type of riffage I'm looking for. Seems like a good mix of melodic and heavy. Good overlapping of cleans and heavy there too. Yeah, some of these riffs are kind of like early 2000s metalcore too. Which of course took a lot from Gothenburg. Especially albums like Slaughter the Soul. Yeah, really good. Like it. Admire the Grim, Rogue 5. Alright, then we have UNOHDUS, also from Finland, with Niin, turhaan, hdet, valaisivat, meitä. Something closely resembling that. Just 2 tracks here. Raw, lo-fi, dark metal. In the description. More of that kind of misery music, it seems like. Black doom metal also in the tags. Production's pretty solid. You know, I've said a lot that I'm not a big fan of this style, but the production reminds me a little bit of like Panopticon. Ooh, speaking of which, we got some violin on here. That's nice. Okay. Took an unexpected turn. Still very sad, but with this, there's a little bit more to it than some of the more sort of depressive stuff I've heard out there. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, very, very well produced. Like, a lot of presence in the mix here. Check out this other song. Yeah, I think you could make a lot of comparisons to Panopticon stylistically here. A little bit more heavy on the black metal. Yeah, there's this like big grand kind of backing melodicism here too. Big build. Yeah, okay. You got me. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this, but I liked it quite a bit. I'll be interested to hear more, for sure. So yeah, that is UNOHDUS, if I'm pronouncing that even remotely correctly, with this very Finnish title that I'm not gonna butcher twice. Alright, we have Misanthropic Torments, with the stylized misanthropic spelling, and Ecdysis, or Ecdysis, out of Kentucky. Going for a more kind of raw, sort of mayhem style production here. Reminds me a little bit of the Death Crush production, very like compressed, but more death metal here. Yeah, black and death metal, speed metal also in the tags. Interesting, sporting that earache. Oh, it's just a squished version of this. That's an odd choice. Why not just cut off the top part? A little repetitive. Again, production could use some work. I know people have opinions about earache, too. It's definitely very rough production. I don't know, that guitar tone... Yeah, there's room for improvement here. Definitely got that heavy. This is not a popularity contest. Music is our therapy. I appreciate that. It's a good message. Yeah, this very much feels like kind of starting point kind of stuff. Like there's some good foundational elements here. Yeah, production needs a lot of work. Songwriting's a little bit, if I'm just being like totally straightforward, it's a little bit bland. So, and I'm not one to like crap on someone for that either. Like my bands I've been were not not particularly good. Yeah, I mean, it's a starting point, and I just appreciate anyone that getting out there and putting music out there. That's how you get better. I mean, my early YouTube videos are absolute garbage, which this is not, but that's how my stuff improved over time, through my own review and feedback and learning and stuff, so, yeah. Let me know what y'all think of this one down in the comments. This is Misanthropic Torments with Ecdysis. Alright, we have Pincer Consortium with Schizoid Rivalry Double Oculation. Just a single right now, but it is 11 minutes, so it's a doozy. Very cool cover. It looks very Giger-ish. Rest in peace, Giger. This is also obviously Giger inspired. Be interested to know more about this artist. Music is from Belfast, UK. Kind of slow build up here. Industrial metal, black metal, and death metal. Gnarled core? I don't know what that is. Lots of text to sit through here. Feels like there's a very conceptual elements here. Oh, and this features members of Skald and Kip, both of which we've covered before. Dang. Great production. Loving the build up here. Definitely a song that's meant to be sat through. Good layering, great atmosphere. They kind of are building layers and layers as this goes along, too. Some cleans in here, too. Yeah, this sounds fantastic. Drums, big echoing toms. Sounds really great. All kind of death spelly guitars in there too. This sounds awesome. Yeah, man, I already really enjoy both Skald and Kip. But this seems like a whole other like progressive beast altogether. So yeah, that sounds awesome. Excellent. So definitely add Pincer Consortium to your follow list. And again, that is Schizoid Rivalry Double Occultation. I said it wrong the first time. All right, then we have Dehumanized from Giants of Lyra. Out of Barcelona, Spain. Another kind of 2000s metalcore sounding opening there. Modern metal combined with progressive elements. I find that when bands call themselves modern metal, it's because they're ashamed to say metalcore. Just fly that flag, y'all. Don't be embarrassed of that term. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, very much that metalcore sound. Off the top, real simple fix. Vocals sound great, but bring the vocals down a couple notches and bring the guitars up a couple notches, I would say. I think the vocals are too loud, the guitars are too quiet. But I'm liking these little harmonies. Yeah, I want to hear more of that. Those little As I Lay Dying style fills. I hear like a hit song in this if it were remixed. There's a little like subtle like synth or like backing element too for the atmosphere. Bring that up too. Bring that up, make it bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. I can hear how this could be like a really excellent song in the right hands. Because the performance itself is pretty solid. Nothing like incredible, but I think you could turn it into something really cool. Yeah, this is a very like classic As I Lay Dying opening. Still have a special place in my heart for that band. Despite the unpleasantness. I don't know what they're gonna do now that like most of the band is left. Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. This sounds definitely like the type of stuff I was really into, like mid-2000s, and still enjoy to this day. And it's nice to hear more of it, because there's just too much gent. I like gent, but there's too much of it. I could use a lot more of this. So yeah, cool stuff. Giants of Lyra, Dehumanized. Alright, we have Morphetic with Proclamation of War. Now, at the time of recording, there are only 2 tracks released, but by the time you're watching this easily, the entire album will be available. But I'll make do. So very thrash metal cover, so that's what I'm hearing too. Kind of old school thrash vibes. They're out of Germany. The best place for thrash, in my opinion. Like, you want the best melodic death metal, you go to Sweden and Finland. You want the best black metal, you go to Norway and Poland. You want the best thrash metal, you go to Germany. Sounds pretty rad. Like, it seems pretty clear they're going for that very, like, simple, by-the-book, classic thrash sound, and I'd say they're nailing it. Little thrashy solo in here. I'm with this comment down here, too. Headbangs, cracks open beer, and downs it. Thrash! Belch, vomit. Good stuff. James Jones, you're a hero, absolutely. Let's check out Domination. Oh, classic war themes here, of course. Shocking. Production's solid. It kind of captures that sort of like kind of 80s, 90s edge, too. Thrash metal that is too glossy is missing the points. Like, you want a little bit of rawness to your recording, and this understands that. Very cool. Digging this. Plenty of chugging, just the way I like it. I like that this is fast and furious. Now, again, I can't listen to the rest of the songs at the moment. I hope the mistake here is not that they have some random slower tracks in here. Because to me, like, thrash don't need to be slow, baby. Fast all the way. Yeah, this is fun. And I'm not sure if this is going to air before or after my big old school thrash tier list, but I cannot wait to release that. Cool stuff, yeah. Morphetic with Proclamation of War. Then we have Gormaculate with Ran the Fuck Over out of Ohio. Leave it to my Midwesterners out there, my fellow Midwesterners, to just get raunchy. Slightly different slams from the same dudes of Bitchsectomy. Okay. I feel like we might have covered that band, too. For all I know, it's in the same episode, because I don't record this all in one go. As my shirt might tell you. Little peek behind the curtain there. I'm not a huge, like, brutal and slam guy, but this sounds pretty rad. Gotta love these, these song titles, too. Solid logo. I really love this album title. Like, that, it's so simple but effective. What do these guys look like? Oh, yeah. Oh, nice shirt, too. Yeah. Of course. Those breeze, man. Just nasty gutturals. Yeah, what am I supposed to say? Oh, it's slam. It's brutal as it comes. It's solid too. Like, the production is solid. I've heard some really garbage slam. Like, I'll be real with y'all. I've heard some really bad slam out there. This is not bad. Like, production is just about right. And even though the vocals, you know, I find these to be kind of tedious when that's the whole album, like, I don't know. It's just working for me. Good head bob to the guitar and drums. I'm sure this would be a blast live too, so yeah. And they obviously don't take themselves seriously, so extra points for that. So yeah. You slammers out there, get some Gormaculates with Ran the F Over. I'm not going to say it too many times so that YouTube doesn't give me the dreaded yellow dollar sign. Alright, we have Age of Ruin with Thieves. Anytime I see Thieves relative to music, though, I immediately think of the Ministry song. Age of Ruin out of Fairfax, Virginia. Kind of chuggy, thrashy. we got here? A little, yeah, melodic death metal. Production, definitely kind of an issue here, which is a shame because from what I can hear, songwriting-wise, this is very much up my alley. But I don't know if it was in the export, in the recording, whatever, like, something went horribly wrong with the compression here. Like, everything sounds like it's, like, been put in a tin can now, and it's a shame because I'm really liking this guitar work. Vocals sound pretty solid, drumming sounds good. But yeah, especially those cymbal sounds, like, this, do some, if you've still got, like, the master recordings, and the master recordings sound good, see if you can do some tweaking to your mixing here. Or even, again, if it was just a bad export. I love the bluesy elements in here. Kind of elements of, like, the haunted in here. A little soil work. I think there's a lot of good here. I like this album cover, too. Very, again, kind of 2000s melodic death metal energy. Oh, it's doing some they've got some stage antics. That's always a plus. Some pyro. Going the extra mile for the live show. Yeah, man. Musically, sounds really good. Just fix this mix. Fix the production. Because you are, whatever you're doing, you're depriving your music of sounding as good as it could. And that doesn't mean you have to spend like hundreds or thousands of dollars. Just look up some extra tutorials or whatever it is that you're doing to see how you can tweak this to sound better. I honestly think it would be, if you can, kind of remastering this album and re-uploading it. You could have a remastered version. We got some female vocals on here too, that's cool. Yeah, a lot going on. A lot to like here. So yeah, that's my feedback, but excited to hear more, so stay in touch. That is Age of Ruin with Thieves. Then we have Give Up to Failure with Cocoon. Already the vibe of this whole Bandcamp page gives me like kind of a MySpace core vibe. No, okay. Okay, we're gonna go, what, like post-punk? Say Polish bands, ambient doomgaze, post-metal, post-punk. Okay, shoegaze. I was wrong. I can kind of see that too, but this page to me just screams like MySpace, screamo, mathcore kind of energy. Maybe it's just me. Like the layering of the electronics here. Little transition there. Yeah, I went through kind of a phase where I was getting pretty deep into this music for a bit. It's not my favorite genre, but when I'm in the right mood, it hits. Yeah, that like moody, then more kind of misery music, but a different style. When I need bad mood music too, I kind of prefer this style to like depressive black metal. I just find it's more interesting, it's more textured. Songwriting tends to be a little bit more interesting. And for all you plebes out there who don't understand that black gaze, that term comes from shoegaze. This is that, okay? Like, this was the precursor to that before they fused black metal with it. Because now anytime I hear just a shoegaze song or a shoegaze band, now I hear people immediately calling it black gaze. Just because that's the more known term at this point. Now this sounds good though. I'm blabbering on here, but solid production. Elements of the instrumentation even remind me of like The Cure at times. Nice little palate cleanser here on Metal Trenches, where we cover so much metal, and this is pretty far from that. But I like all kinds of music. I just tend to cover metal and heavier stuff in particular. Seems like a pretty long album, too. It's just 10 songs, but they're on the longer side of the spectrum. What does PLN translate to? Man, you get a lot for your buck here. It's just short of $7 US. And you're getting, I would venture to guess this is at least an hour of music. So yeah, sounds great. Wouldn't change a thing. Be interested to check out more of this. That is Give Up to Failure with Cocoon. And then we have In der Welt with In der Welt. Interesting cover. It's out of France. Very Deftones-y opening here. It is like super Deftones, which speaking my language, but we'll see where they go. It's like post-hardcore in the description here. It's written in French, so don't understand much of this, but I do see post-hardcore in there. Yeah, this very much feels like a Deftones B-side so far, really. Ooh, yeah. Bruh. This is a Deftones song. This is a melodic Deftones song. Even the vocals a little bit. But vocals definitely on the more post-hardcore side. Reminds me a little bit of like Will Haven vocals too. From the Carpe Diem days. Who did a song with Chino. Like this little synth here. Yeah, these are a nice way to end this stream, I think. After all the madness and heaviness, something a little more chill, but not without its heaviness too. This one's a little bit more kind of fugazi. Also, stuff like Quicksand. And that Quicksand vibe in there. Love me some Quicksand. Saw them live with Glassjaw. They were excellent. Yeah. That was really good. Another thing, a little bit off-brand. In some ways, I do cover stuff like this, but this is also, again, like, when I'm behind the scenes, not feeling in a metal mood, I'll frequently throw something like this on, too. Yeah, this sounds very, very intriguing. Might have to investigate this more. I could see also recommending this to people who really enjoyed that latest Cave-In album, which was fantastic, by the way. Did I buy a copy of that? I think I did. I can't remember now. Yeah, very good. So yeah, that is In der Welt with In der Welt. Alright, y'all, that's plenty for February. So many recommendations. I thank you, as always, for watching. If you really want to add to the sport, too, I have the Patreon link in the pinned comments. Just $1 a month gets you early access to videos. If you're new here, please do subscribe and check out this playlist for plenty more of this exact type of video. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off, and I will see you in the trenches.